Hi, welcome to Fish. First I seek Him, and my name is Linda. So, what does the Bible say about jewelry? And is it a sin to wear jewelry? Well, did you know that wearing jewelry was perfectly acceptable in biblical times? Oh, yeah. How about that? And that the Bible is filled with references to God's people wearing jewelry? Well, Jesus even told the story of the prodigal son, depicting the father receiving his son with blessings and gifts, and one being a ring. In fact, jewelry was typically given as a gift and a blessing, and only taken away when pride and sin had entered into people's hearts. So, let's go to scripture. Genesis 24:47-48. Then I asked her, "Whose daughter are you?" And she said, "The daughter of," oh gosh, I can't read my handwriting, "Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Micah bore to him." So I put the ring on her nose and the bracelets on her arms. Then I bowed my head and worshiped the Lord and blessed the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me by the right way to take the daughter of my master's kinsman for his son. And Isaiah compares righteousness and salvation to a bride and bridegroom who adorn themselves with jewelry. It doesn't seem logical that Isaiah would compare a sinful activity to the salvation and righteousness of God, does it? I don't think so either. So Isaiah 61:10, I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall exult in my God, for he has clothed me with the garments of salvation. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself like a priest with a beautiful headdress, and as a bride adorns herself with jewels. Okay. So in Ezekiel now, God talks about how he has blessed his children with bracelets, necklaces, earrings, jewels, and crowns. So Ezekiel 16:11-13, and I adorned you with ornaments and put bracelets on your wrists and a chain around your neck. And I put a ring on your nose and earrings in your ears and a beautiful crown on your head. Thus you were adorned with gold and silver, and your clothing was of fine linen and silk and embroidered cloth. You ate with fine flour and honey and oil. You grew exceedingly beautiful and advanced to royalty. God continues on in this chapter and describes how the people had abused his blessing. Without taking into account the entire chapter in context, people will often take the next scripture, right? How many times does this happen? People will take the next scripture and conclude God is unhappy with people wearing jewelry. But in context, this is simply not the case. How many times people take scripture out of context and use it to support their opinion, and sometimes even the scripture has the exact opposite meaning for what it was intended. So in fact, these are blessings from God, the jewelry, but he had to take away because of the sin, because of the sin in people's hearts. Now here's Ezekiel 16:15-19. But you trusted in your beauty and used your fame to become a prostitute. You lavished your favors on anyone who has passed by, and your beauty became his. You took some of your garments to make gaudy high places where you carried on your prostitution. You went to him and he possessed your beauty. You also took the fine jewelry I gave you, the jewelry made of gold and silver, and you made for yourself male idols and engaged in prostitution with them. And you took your embroidered clothes to put on them, and you offered my oil and incense before them. Also the food I provided you, the flour, olive oil, and honey I gave you to eat, you offered as fragrant incense before them. That is what happened, declares the sovereign Lord. Now, one strong agreement for forbidding jewelry is in 1 Peter 3:3 and Timothy 2:9. Now, if read alone, okay, here we go again, if read alone, out of context, then it would appear that we are told not to braid our hair, wear jewelry, or wear nice clothes. So, 1 Peter 3:3. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's eyes. Keep that one in mind. Now 1 Timothy 2:9. And I want women to be modest in their appearance. They should wear decent and appropriate clothing and not draw attention to themselves by the way they fix their hair, by wearing gold or pearls or expensive clothes. These scriptures are specifically referring to a specific church that became overindulgent. All right, this is a target that these scriptures are hitting. It's a church whose women let vanity get out of control. Now, back in the Roman times, it was a custom in the Roman Empire, to show how much you had. So you overdid everything because you wanted to show off your wealth. Even women, they would wear multiple earrings, like 8 or 9 of them on each ear. And there was actually a Latin name for the sound that these earrings would make as a woman would walk, well, wherever they were, at home or a party or whatever, even on the street. If they were on the street, they would have these earrings on. Jewelry, the hair. And Peter and Paul are pointing out the beauty not to strive after, but more concerned about the inward beauty. So they were just saying, look, that's of the pagans, that's of the Romans. You need to concentrate on the inward beauty, not to abuse our blessings and show off what we have in vanity. Okay, that's the whole context of the scripture. And you see what a difference it is taking it out of context, how you can use that against people, and it's incorrect. All right, this was aimed at a specific church during the Roman times in the Roman Empire, for us not to be like the Romans and not to abuse our blessings of what God has blessed us with, with arrogance and vanity. John 7:24, do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment. Well, so there you go. It's not a sin to wear jewelry. That's it for fish. First I seek him. My name is Linda. And until next time.